you will never know whether they want to say yes or no if you never reach out to them. That's what I learned. And yeah, ever since I have that kind of mindset, so my dad taught me this mindset to like just knock the door, because it's okay. Like if they reject you, it's okay. And if they accept you, that's even better. And like from this mindset, I get to meet so many people. For example, when I was interning in Bank of Singapore, I get to have a coffee chat with the CEO, which is like, it's just quite mind blowing for an intern to have a 30 minutes time of a CEO. That's like, wow, okay.
We can start now.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode on The Long with FVR. Today we have Khadijah. Thanks for joining us. So this is a very unique place, but some of you already remember that episode with Rebecca back in August. We are back in Hotel Travel Team on the 700 Fair. First time here, right?
First time here. It's very nice, so you guys should come here.
Yes. And once again, I'm doing my red cups because it's a very nice way to share some conversations. What are you doing today?
We have ice latte today. It's very tall and it's very nice. I tried it just now.
So people will be watching you and they will have so many questions. So I would like to give you the floor and say, can you tell us a little more about yourself?
Okay, hello Fabian. Hello everyone. My name is Khadijah Pinardi. You can call me Khadijah or Dija. I'm currently in my last year of university in Singapore Management University, and I'm studying economics now. And moving forward, I would love to explore the field of ESG investments, renewable energy, or ESG consulting to start off my career with, hopefully. And yeah, in my free time, which I do not have a lot right now, but I'm currently building a startup. It is very exciting, my first time. That is one. And then I'm involved in the Next Gen ESG Investment Club. They've been very kind and supportive, so I'm very grateful for that. And I do golf here and there, and I windsurf, and I'll be trying out sailing in a bit.
Oh, you're gonna be a sailor.
Yeah, it's very exciting and yeah, scary.
All of a sudden, Khadijah goes from an investor to a startup entrepreneur to a golf player and now a person that goes across the seas.
Yeah.
Wow, so many Khadijahs. So, one question. What made you say SMU is the way to go? Because I believe that when you were growing up, you were like, there are so many options. Which one should be the option to go?
So basically, I only figured out about SMU 3 years ago when I applied, a month before I applied actually. And then, but behind that, I've always wanted to go study abroad since I was like so young. Since I was in my secondary high school, I think secondary high school is equal to junior high school in Indonesia. So I have like, when my friends wanted to go to like the best university in Indonesia, my dream was to enter Harvard Law School. Because then I didn't know that that was like for a master's like level. But yeah, that was my dream. Like it's always something that is out there. It's always like exploring something new. And then I happened to get to know SMU through my father. So I think it was very nice encounter with SMU because it's like a fated encounter. Because basically he was working in this company who was about to hire SMU students, so that's why they received like all the brochure from SMU, and he just passed it to me. And when I like look it up, like the brochure, and I like search it up on the internet, and I was just like sold, because I think SMU made itself like very engaging, very immersive. Like it made you want to come here to Singapore, SMU in particular.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like sold because like they said, oh, we're teaching students to become active, to become expressive of themselves, and the learning pedagogy is like an immersive one. Like you get to interact with the professor, like a small seminar style teaching. So that was very cool. So I decided, okay, I'm applying to SMU, and here I am right now. I think I'm fortunate to be accepted here.
This is very fantastic to see the serendipity of events that leads you towards this place. Because from a brochure,
Yeah, from a brochure, it's like
all the way you are here.
all the way here.
Please mind me to ask the following question, but where you saw this brochure, in which part of Indonesia was it?
Oh, it was in. I will tell everyone that I'm from Jakarta, but I'm actually from Bekasi. Like I live in Bekasi, which is a city next to Jakarta. It's like an outskirts of Jakarta because people don't know Bekasi, so I'll say I'm from Jakarta. But Bekasi is under different province from Jakarta. It's under West Java. And so even though they're under the same island, which is Java, it's like different province.
I'm glad you bring this up because when everybody says Indonesia, they think it's just one single block, and it's like
Yeah,
there's
it's
several
not.
islands. I remember when I was in Bali, which is an island at the east of the Java island. People were like, "Hey, Fabian, are you okay with the volcano?" And everything is like, "Wait. That's in Sumatra.
Yeah, that's
Sumatra
like-
is on the west.
Somewhere else.
There is Java in between, and you should be worried because the volcano is closer to Singapore than to Bali."
That's true, actually. Yeah, Bali is like all the way there. Singapore, I think it's closer for sure to Sumatra.
And next to Bali, you literally are like 1 hour away from Australia. And it's like, I was closer to Australia in that moment than to the volcano to Sumatra, I mean to Singapore.
So it was not dangerous.
Yeah, not getting at all, but I received messages and everything, and it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
chill, just chill.
When was this?
It was during the early week of, it was the first week of December or so,
Like last December?
last December.
Oh, okay. That was great. Wait, I was in Bali at that time.
Oh,
Yo.
look at that.
Small world, guys.
Anyways, so from that moment that you made the decision, I like the brochure, I want to go to SMU. Once you landed to Singapore, which were the little differences you saw?
The differences, I would say that it's the culture, but I was exposed to the culture when I was in Singapore because I did my first semester online because of COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had a little bit of culture shock there, but the biggest difference from being here by myself, like away from my family, my parents, is that I have to like be on my own. I have to do my own laundry and all. And then I think the biggest difference would be adjusting to the lifestyle here. Yeah. And then to always speak English every day, of course.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because I came from a public school in Indonesia, so I did not converse in English every day.
Okay. So I believe you say selamat datang, something like that, right?
So when the time is like welcome.
And from that very normal way to speak English almost everywhere, and literally here you only see 4 languages. You see
Yeah.
English, Chinese, well, it's Mandarin, the
have
something with
Tamil.
Indian, and the
Tamil and we have Malay.
so it's like, yeah.
It's quite interesting. Singapore is very diverse.
That's true. Very diverse. It's like they accept there is some strength in that point of view. Now, one thing is to go to SMU, but another thing was the field that you choose.
Economics?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So honestly, I chose it because I wanted to become the finance minister of Indonesia one day. But at the particular time, I actually didn't know what I wanted to do. So I wanted to do business, but then I saw that I have a higher chance of getting to School of Economics because after browsing the website once again, I realized that SMU business school is like the top business school. Like everyone wants to go there. So I put economics as my first choice. Yeah, and I think it's another fate for me to be in econs. It's not an easy journey, but it's I'm learning a lot. I learn a lot, and I'm still learning a lot as well.
Now, this is one side, the academic Khadijah, but we also have the athlete
I believe
because you play golf.
I play golf.
So, how was that decision to say I'm gonna grab the cleats, I'm gonna be hitting the ball, 18 holes.
Okay,
So
okay.
how was that?
How did I start at first? So basically, all started from another fateful event. It's like a very small event, but it's just that my family and I happened to walk like around a mall in Indonesia, in Jakarta particularly. It's called Central Park Mall. And then we walked past this sports station, and then we saw like there was a discount on like the junior golf clubs. It was like when I was 11, 12, I'm not too sure, 11 or like even earlier or even 10, I forgot. But when I was very small, when I was in primary school, and then my dad like I think he was thinking about it and he asked us, "Do you guys want to try this, guys?" And it means that me and my brother, because like my sister was in the boarding school at that time. So and then since we were like so small, we didn't know what it was. So we're just like, okay, why not? So that's when my golf journey began. And he began signing us up to like weekly golf sessions with various academies. We went from one academy to another. It was from we learned from a local PG, like the professional golfer at first, and then we went to like the one who like foreigners, like the one who learned golf like even longer, like from another professionals. So yeah, we went from one academy to another, and then we changed academies. Like the longest academy that we've been with is called Better Golf. Yeah, it's an academy that is created by the athlete Better. I'm not sure if you've heard him, but he's quite well known in the golf industry. Yeah, the golf community. So and then from there I moved to this Indonesian Jakarta Junior Golf Club. So basically they sponsored us for a year, so we get to play golf for free. So that was very cool. And yeah, and then I stopped for a while because I wanted to focus on school in high school. And then now I came back to golf because of SMU golf.
That's nice. Very remarkable journey. And when you are playing golf here in Singapore, how are the opportunities?
How?
Yeah, because one thing is to go to the actual club, another thing is to go to the actual field, another thing is to recruit people to say, hey, we have this going on, we're making the events. How is that?
Okay, so basically, I'm very thankful that I'm a part of SMU Golf. So SMU Golf, the objective is to help people to try out golf and to learn golf. And besides that, on top of that, we also provide subsidies for every golf members to go on course to play golf. So since we have that right, so we just ask people who want to go for golf, and we just go golf together. We get subsidies, so that's very nice. For events wise, we also host events for our club members and also for inter-uni tournaments. So yeah, so we will be informing them first, the other universities, if it's like an inter-uni event, and then we will book the venue and yeah.
That brings me memories from my time in Texas A&M, because in the petroleum department, you have like, I remember, around 90 students about to graduate, which is around 50 undergrads, and then the rest are graduate students. And the way to do the network was to do a golf tournament. So you do a team of 4 people, 2 students and one professor and 1 person from the industry. And it's like, okay, nobody has handicap, nobody has like a part of everything, everybody goes, but you need to do like the teams. And we went to a club, and there was always like a sponsorship. Like, like imagine if you have a company, it's like, I want to hire some people, or I need some people for the summer internship, and it's like, yeah, the sponsorship is gonna cost this money, but okay, we're helping to do the tournament. And I believe something like that is happening in SMU.
That's true. For SMU, we are mostly subsidized by school, and also our club funding comes from school and also from our club itself, from collecting membership fee as well.
And do you want to continue your athlete career as a golfer?
Actually, I might. So back then, like I didn't know like the meaning, like the further meaning of playing golf. Like, but as I grew up, I realized that it's very useful to have golf skills. I get to learn from more people, like through golf, like through networking, and then I get to meet like amazing people just through golf game. I get to know them. In Indonesia, like I play golf with like uncles, and then I get to know that oh they're in here and there, and I learn that their point of view is like this. So that was really nice. And then I realized that it's something that you can play until you're like 90 years old. So it's like a very long term, it's very low risk of injury as long as you're careful. So yeah, I think eventually maybe I'll do it as a part-time job. If I could, I would wanna pursue, like I wanna become a professional so I can do like a teaching, part-time teaching, because I've learned how to teach golf a little bit through SME golf. Yeah, so I don't mind considering that option. But to become an athlete itself, I'm not sure because like, there's so many great players out there. One of the players that I'm currently admiring would be Lily Munique. She happened to be the girlfriend of an F1 driver, Alex Albon.
Oh, yeah,
She's like a
that guy.
professional
He's
golfer.
not around in Williams.
Yeah, the guy is the driver and the girl is like a professional golfer. So that's a really cool power couple.
Yeah, and a lot of pressure to at least perform.
A lot of pressure indeed. Yeah, but yeah, I think I'm leaning more towards teaching golf instead of pursuing a golf career.
That's true. Of course, there are always critics that, okay, playing golf is like too altruist, or you need so much water to create it, and it's like, well, golf has been here for a while, and chances are that the sport is still gonna be around.
I think it's still gonna be there, guys.
So. Now, this is another angle that we recently discovered. But watching you, we are also talking with a startup founder. So tell us about your startup.
Okay. Also, I met a couple of friends in Vietnam last summer when I was interning there in Ho Chi Minh, and then I realized that we have the same vision, which is to build something our own. Yeah, and then we are very fortunate that SMU and Standard Chartered Bank are hosting this program called Women in Entrepreneurship, where they are mentoring like new teams, which is 10 teams, and then we'll be able to get a chance to get funding from them up to $50,000. So we came up with a business idea just before that, and then it was about ESG software. So we're trying to build an ESG platform for companies to track their emissions and then to generate sustainable report eventually. Why would companies need this report? Is because, for example, so our aim is to serve the small to medium businesses, right? Our aim is to help them, for example, the Indonesian companies serving consumer goods, to be able to export their stuff by showing that okay, we're aligned to this particular frameworks, we're compliant to them, so like these products are good to go like, to anywhere basically. Yeah, that is one. And for them to access sustainable loans, like the green financing, hopefully. Yeah, those are the main goals.
That's very remarkable, and I would say that the idea and implementation have a space. Does this has a name?
Oh yeah, it's called FinESG. Yeah, it's a very, so we started from an ideation, but now we're like actually building the platform, and it's been going on for five to 6 months now.
So you are building on a stealth mode. You're still not doing the public release and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. And chances are, why not you are releasing this during the Singapore FinTech Festival? Why not?
Why not? Maybe I should.
Which has been the other side of the argument? Because right now you're building something that goes towards the environment, and you will have people that are talking against that idea. What you will tell to these people?
What would I tell these people? I think I will tell them that there's always a reason why they should be taking account of these factors, which is environment, because like everyone's reasons must be different. For investors, it will be like returns and longevity of their business that they're investing in, for example, or maybe for parents, it will be like for their children to have trees to breathe from, or like a nice environment to have. It could be like those reasons. I think I will remind them that, oh, maybe you want to like consider your reasonings why you're against it and why you should not be against it as well.
That's fantastic. Because that gives the idea, look, they're always aware.
Yeah, that's always
Now, I have seen recently that there is a trend of the compilation of data from ESG to actually take a step back. We saw BlackRock and the others say, okay, we don't want to do that, we want to do more financing. But I saw this was like a step back instead of a retreat, because it feels like they're going to come back. Which is in a certain way good to keep the friction and the competition. But there are other narratives that say, listen, you are doing so much ESGs and so many metrics. The subjectivity of the metrics is like, we don't know which one is the right
a
metric.
lot of metrics, guys. That's why I think at the moment, even like everywhere in the world is still developing, so maybe everyone's stepping back right now, but I am positive that it's gonna go back and like everyone is gonna eventually have to know about it. It's gonna be something that's not only, oh, okay, like we should do that, but it's more like, okay, we have to do this in order to do this. That's what I believe in.
Now, let's go towards the personal side of Khadijah, because you have been here for a while, and I believe you have been also exploring other parts of the region.
A little bit.
So, can you tell us what have you seen?
What have I seen? So basically, I came here when it was during COVID time, right? So I couldn't travel anywhere for a good 1.5 years. I couldn't even go home, so I was here then. But during that time, I discovered something else. I tried out windsurfing. Yeah, I picked up windsurfing only in Singapore, and then I realized that, oh, I like the sea. Yeah, and then from there, I get to travel to Thailand, which made me like realize that, oh, I love the sea even more. And then I managed to go to Thailand, a little bit of Malaysia. I've been to Malaysia before, but it's been like almost 10 years or 7-8 years, so that's nice. And then I've been to, I managed to intern in Vietnam for a good three months ish. I was there, and then I traveled to Bali for the first time in my life with my friends for a run. I did a half marathon there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
The second time I did, like, it was a chill trip. Yeah, so I think I saw a little bit of Southeast Asian region more, and then I learned more about the region after I came out of Indonesia. And even I learned more about my country after leaving the country itself. So it was very nice. I get to learn all this, and I get to experience, like, there's something more than just this. Like, there's something more, like, the world is so big and yet it's so small that I could bump into the same person for 4 times in Thailand, for example. It was like a stranger, so I was like so confused. And then we finally went on this boat trip together just because we kept on bumping into each other. That was very nice.
Maybe that was Destiny calling.
Yeah. For sure.
And given that you mentioned that you like right now to do sailing.
Oh yeah, I'll be trying out sailing this upcoming week. It was my first time sailing.
So how was your expectation before and how was after?
I haven't sailed, so it's still like still expectation before, but I thought it was gonna be like together with people, because like sailing is usually like a big group, right, in one boat. But apparently for the level 1 certification, it's only one person, one boat, so you have an individual boat, which is cool and scary because you're out there on your own, just like windsurfing.
Yeah, windsurfing. It is actually quite popular in the east side of Bali, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure actually. I haven't heard about windsurfing in Bali, but I know that they do like the surfing. Have you done it?
No.
No, you should try.
Yeah, I should.
It's quite fun. It's very... So basically, the difference between surfing is that windsurfing you use a sail, right, to control your like direction and path and those things. But surfing, you just have your board, so you have to control more on the
Control the
balance.
wave.
yeah, the feeling. So it's a very different.
Exactly. It's like I remember that for the surfers for the skills, there is no hard way because they manage to do the waves. Whereas the other ones that are still beginning, it's like they will always find a way hard to manage because they still don't have that skill.
That's true. I think windsurfing relies more on the wind, while surfing is like on the waves, right?
That's true. And I'm also happy to hear that you have been also giving yourself a try for the long distance running because you did a half marathon.
Oh yeah.
So how was the training for the half marathon? Because I believe you didn't do that overnight.
So basically, I signed up for the marathon in February last year, and then the marathon was supposed to happen in August. So there was like 4 or 5 months preparation that I was supposed to do. But then, honestly, I didn't prepare.
Okay.
It is so bad. I didn't train at all. So I was supposed to train, right? But then I don't know why I just did not run. Like I did other things, like I gym, for example, but I did not run. So I only ran like 8 kilometers straight, and I just like walk and run because I didn't train for it. Like in Vietnam, I brought all my running gears, and then I was supposed to go on a run, but I just didn't also. Yeah, because like I spent my summer in Vietnam thinking that okay, I'm gonna prepare for that half marathon because like it happened a month after I came back to Singapore, so I really need to prepare for that. But I didn't. So I just like okay, we have bought the ticket and everything. It's not gonna be funny if I don't get the medal of finisher, right? So that was my only motivation. I need to get to the finish line, no matter what it takes. And then I did. Just believe.
Well, that's good. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Like I should train next time.
Yeah, a lot of training helps a lot, but the combination of weightlifting in the gym plus a mileage on the road adds volume. Did they give you only the medal or also t-shirt?
Also, basically, they only give medals and they give t-shirt only for like everyone, but the finisher t-shirt is only for the one who was doing the marathon, the full marathon, 42 km, which is my goal eventually, guys. We'll see.
I mean, they should give the t-shirts to also the half marathon finishers.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. This is how a decent race looks like.
But I think if you're into running too, right?
Yeah, I began with some half marathons. They gave me the shirts for the half marathon, and then I do the full marathon. They gave me the jerseys of the full marathon.
Wow.
Now, there is a debate. What is the best thing to keep? The medal or the finisher jersey? And to be honest, the jersey is better to keep it because you can show it off. And look at that.
Oh yeah, the finisher, you're like, I'm the healthiest person in the room.
And it's like if I go with a medal, like any random day, it's like, why are you carrying that?
That's true. I think that's a good point there. But if you like running, I'm not sure if I've told you this, but you should try a Bali marathon. It's so nice. You will run through a paddy fields, and then people will be there to cheer you, and then there will be like performances while you are running, so they will like perform the Balinese traditions and culture. So that was very cool. And then people are just there to cheer you on. And I even got a donut while running. Someone just passed me a donut. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, you need to finish the race. They give you energy.
Yeah.
And something that I realized is that the weather is a huge factor. That's why some places that are nearby the equator line, they start way early in the morning, like
Very, very
3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, because the humidity takes
very
you.
hot.
In other places, let's say January in Hong Kong, it's gonna be chilly, and it's like they don't mind starting at 7 o'clock because it's too chilly.
Oh, didn't know that. Now I know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Singapore. When is the starting time? It's around 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning, because they don't want people being like laying down on the street because of the humidity, and it's like
It's very hot here and it can be very sunny, so not a good idea.
yeah, all of a sudden you are a fried shrimp in a pan, and it's like,
You'll be like, why am I even running?
or number 3, the elevation training, because some people only focus on running and weightlifting. They never do hills.
Yeah, I think that's very important. That's what I didn't do. Because apparently in Bali, the track is like,
Oh yeah, that's gonna eat your legs. Like after the third hill, no more legs. That happens.
No, but
I want to ask you, what kind of shoes you were using?
okay, so I didn't wear good shoes. I wear this my 2 years old shoe. It was Under Armour.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't the best shoes as well because it's been a while. So I would recommend. Actually, my brother just bought me a running shoe. It's like a Hoka shoes, and then I realized that it's like a very light and it's just so nice. It's like running with a cloud on your feet.
Yes, that helps.
So yeah, so I would recommend that one.
I'm happy that you're bringing this up because one thing is to run with your favorite shoes that are a little old. They are not designed to do that, and also the cushion is a little old. It's a little stiff.
Yeah.
And why this is important? Because all the impact that goes into the floor goes towards your, I would say, ankle, the knee, and then the lower back.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people that finishes these long distances, they need to visit a chiropractor because they have an adjustment on the lower back.
Oh, that's true. Because of the.
Yes. In fact, chiropractors love when there is a marathon happening because it's like, yeah, we are waiting some people for those some adjustments.
I didn't know that. But yeah, my sister told me that if I'm ever doing full marathon, I better practice for it because if not, it's not good for the health.
Yeah, you need to train the core muscles in the abdomen. You need to also train the lower back with some sit-ups. Also the superior part of the body, just to keep the body not bending.
Oh yeah, to like keep.
A very good shoes, like if you can spend, let's say, $200 for an Ultra Boost or a Vaporfly of Nike, do it because those are an investment.
It's an investment.
They are training shoes and they are also the match day shoes.
These things are like quite an investment because you'll get better returns, right? You won't hurt your back, you won't hurt your legs.
And also, watching you, I believe there is also another layer of complexity because you need certain fabrics for the burqa.
The hijab?
Yeah, because you're running with that, right?
Right.
You need also which are the better fabrics that keeps my energy, don't dissipate enough heat, things like that.
Yeah, the one is I'm still learning in terms of like what fabric is the best for running.
It's very important. I remember talking this with somebody that, listen, if you didn't train enough, but you need to expose your arms and part of your legs, do it. Do it because the last thing you want is you are overheated. There is no water station around. And you still need to run. That will be complicated. So you better train. Training is serious.
Right, that's true. In your previous running marathons, right? Were there many water stations?
So the water stations were located every 5 kilometers.
5 kilo?
Yeah, 5 kilometers.
That's far.
Actually short. It's actually short. The banana stations were around 15 kilometers. So and the gel stations were around also 15 kilometers apart. So the strategy is, if you got the chance to buy a very nice running shirt, goes to the ones that have 2 layers. The 2 layers. One, because your legs are gonna have some friction, and 2, pockets. And what you put in the pockets? The
Energy
gels.
gels, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I tried my first gels.
Yes.
It helps.
Now, how you know when is the time to take the gel? Because when you're running, you see a pace on your watch. If you have a watch or something on your phone, you see a pace. You consume the gel when you see your pace is getting slower.
Well, that's when you know that, okay, I need to take this gel, is it?
Exactly. Because you are losing speed because you're losing energy. And you want to preserve as much energy as possible. The moment you are exhausting the machine, you are getting prone to injury. So that happens a lot.
In Indonesia, I think they have more water stations. They have it every 2.5 kilometers, so that was nice.
Now, if you ask me, avoid the water and go for the 100 plus, go for the Gatorade. Yeah,
Ion water.
the ion water. Go for those. Why? Because you are consuming water, and the purpose of water is to keep your body cool and to filter of any toxin that you have. The Gatorade, the ion water, that gives you electrolytes that you lose through the sweat. And you want to acquire as much energy as possible. If you consume too much water, and you have to stop on the restrooms,
That's true.
and that's a problem.
Yeah, my friend stopped at the restroom, so I had to like.
Oh yeah, but those are things that you learn through time.
Yeah, we live and we learn.
It's like the other part that you are also mentioning, that you are learning about investment.
Yeah. We're still learning.
Which has been your memories about sharing the next gen value investors?
What was my biggest memory? I think I have quite a few actually. Yeah, because I feel like ever since I joined the club, it's been very, very welcoming and just like very supportive of your personal growth and like how you are growing as an investor as well. So one of the key memories would be like the gatherings that we have. Like for example, the first session with Gordon, because like in EIP we get to meet physically, right? Yeah, so that's quite memorable because our first session with Gordon, like he just should ask questions, like this thing and that. What is it that? What is it that? So basically, he was explaining to us like the difference between impact investing, sustainable investing, and those things. He's like the expert in this, right? So we're just like, okay, we just try our best. There's one, and then we one of the other memorable session would be it's actually Persis offered us opportunity for me to meet this to come to this welcoming event of a consulting firm in Singapore. So I got to connect with many people there, which is very, very nice. And then the other one is like, we had this what do you call it? It's like a farewell party for the seniors, and that was very nice. We were like balloons, and I think it felt very heartwarming to hear how the club impacted the seniors, which is like, I was like, wow, okay. Like my heart is like, oh, okay, I'm very grateful. But yeah, I've been like, it's not like not so memorable moments, but it's like every moment I think it has its own value, so.
That's very remarkable. And I have to say remarkable 4 times right now during the recording because it's true. You don't appreciate this until time passed by and then where the time went.
Yeah, so I learned, after I came to Singapore, I learned to appreciate little things more. Yeah, for example, calling my grandma, calling my family, or like just little things, or meeting Fabian, for example, or meeting anyone I met. Because when you meet someone, or like when you connect with someone else, you make time for it, you make an effort to do it, and the other person does the same thing as well. So yeah, once you see it the different way, like being appreciative of that, you're just being appreciative of every moment, I think.
That's true. We got the information through you while you are currently cooking, which is the startup and all the other stuff. Once the time in SMU ends, what do you have in mind?
Sorry?
Once your time in SMU ends with your degree, what are you thinking forward?
Okay, my plan at the moment is I will be graduating for SMU this July, hopefully. And then I will be working for 3-4 years here in Singapore, so I'll know where I'll be for the next 3 and 4 years. But then after that, I'm planning to go for my MBA in the US. Yeah, so maybe we'll meet in the US, who knows? I'm planning to do that, so that's gonna take up 2 years of my life. So that's like 6 years from now, and then from there, I wanted to try out working in the US. My dream is like to be able to work in New York.
No, avoid that place. Avoid that place.
I should.
Let's disclose why. So it happens that in New York you need to pay around 50% only in taxes.
That's true.
Number 1. Number 2, the so-called I need to make $300,000 just to live around $100,000 is true because not only taxes but also rent.
Right.
Rent. Number 3, it's not safe enough. Like right now, the current laws are like
Not very supportive.
you cannot protect yourself. Yeah, that's true. And whatever has been going on, that they are pushing the immigrants right there, actually the illegals, and then they are stealing and this. That's just a cap. New York has been historically a place that is hard for everybody. That's why if you make it in New York, you make it anywhere.
Is it?
That was the model in the past.
Okay.
But because now the dollar has lost so much appreciation, you need to make a lot of money just to receive very few in your pocket.
That's true, that's true.
You better go to other places that give you the best return, the best value.
That's true. Maybe I should do that. Thank you, Bebel, for the advice.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
And let's forget, and we are not even discussing that if you are a Muslim person, or if you are a Jewish person, or if you are a Christian person. No, we're talking about numbers,
Just-
like the capacity to pay your own food.
Yeah. I learned that no matter, for example, you're like a banker and you're earning so much money, like half of them goes into tax maybe, and then another half of them goes into your living costs, and then half of them, I'm not sure, maybe it's like for a healing journey, healing trips to the Caribbean or
Of course, there are going to be other people on the other side of the argument that they will say they prefer to eat well than to sleep well,
yeah,
or
it's a
things like
personal
that.
choice.
Yeah, that's your
Yeah,
choice.
Maybe I'll
It's
consider.
like it's a trade-off. You know that you're paying this in advance, and they're gonna take that back whenever that time is due.
So where should I come back to after my MBA? What do you think? Should I choose another part of the US or should I come back to Singapore?
So you need to go with the narrative you're going to. If you're going to the US, you better get something there, because otherwise, why you went outside the region? It's like right now I'm fighting to get something here because, yeah, from Texas to come here, what is something going on? That will be number one. Then number two, I realized that some companies, they began to ask, oh, which has been your last salary? And it's like, why is this in the question? Having a higher salary compared to what you want to do or what you've been doing always helps. Because I remember friends that were volunteering for the USA, and they were like having very low salaries, and then they have a chance to interview for another company in a different industry, and they ask them which was your last pay stub, and they get short-handed. So consider that in mind, number two. And also number three, something that I see here that you need to think about the long term, and it's like there are companies that are asking you think about the long term. We need people for the long term, and it's like, but your laws don't allow to stay long term. So how do you want me to stay long term?
That's
So
true.
if you find places that allows you to stay long term, why not? For tax purposes, I know that Singapore offers a better deal than most states in the US.
It offers like a very good deal actually, especially if you're a PR here in Singapore, you get to save for your retirement, for example.
Right now, it's been a huge debate about the people who are above 55 and they already have more than 200,000 in their savings, in their retirement accounts. But it's like, on one side, people are starting to realize this is not for the masses. I mean, this is not for the rich, but for the masses. And on the other side, people begin to see this is an overreach of the government. Hey, those are conversations beyond what we are talking. What we're talking is creation of personal wealth and preservation of that principle towards the years to come. That's why Singapore is famous for family offices.
For sure.
But going back to your original question, if you are going to that journey, you already have a narrative. Try to give as much evidence that the narrative, that hypothesis goes for. If for some reason you get an evidence that says a new narrative should be brought upon, okay, go with that one. There is no harm in that. Because what worked for some is not necessarily going to work for you. And what worked for you will not necessarily work for someone else.
So it depends, right?
Yeah. Imagine if somebody is saying, yeah, because it worked for me, it should work for you. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't work like that, right?
exactly. It's a little totalitarian, that narrative. It's like, yeah, it's like you better go to what you have. It's like, I mean, we can show it. We got a different choice.
That's true. Different choice. Yeah, so I know where I'll be for the next 4 years and hopefully for the next 6 years, but after that, I'm not sure. But I know that eventually I'll come back to Indonesia. Maybe in 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, you always have the choice.
I always have the choice.
And as long as you have the choice, you're good.
Yeah, choice is a privilege, right? Is it not?
I mean, if we go across history, we realize that the concept of freedom only lasted so far 200 years, 240 years. So for some, choice is is a little foreign.
That's true. That's true.
If you have the chance to exercise your choice, do it.
It's a good way.
Yeah. And also, something that I see with some women in the West is like, don't be afraid of the feminist narratives. Always try to be like, okay, what worked for them may work for me or may not. Try to keep those evidence. It's like the DEI going on or the woke narrative going on. It's like, just analyze it with numbers, with evidence. Like, does it make sense? Does it make sense for my narrative? Because then they want to say, what worked for them will work for me. Like, we need to analyze the context.
That's true. It's important, right?
I remember people telling me you should forget who you were, you forget all the accomplishments, and if you get something, you should take it, even if it's a lower salary. And it's like,
People say that to you?
yeah, people say that, and it's like, wait a second.
It doesn't go to you when you're
Exactly.
right?
I remember people asking me in Malaysia, you are from oil, but well, Kuala Lumpur is a bad place. You should go to Johor where the palm oils are related. It's like, we're talking two different. One is the petroleum oil and gas, and the other one is the palm oil. One is a hard commodity, another one is a soft commodity.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? But you will always find people like that. You only treat them respectfully and say,
Of course.
I respect your opinion, I may not share it, but we are good that we are in good agreement.
Yeah, that's a good way. Yeah, I think as long as they're staying respectful in these differences, it's okay.
So, given that you has been in many places, I want to ask you, which was the most difficult compromise you did so far, and why was that?
That's difficult. Could you give me an example?
Yeah, let's say that right now a compromise would be that instead of taking the latte that you like it so much, you need to go with another option because it was better for your budget. That was a compromise.
Okay, that's a good one. Compromise. I thankfully did not have to compromise the things because like a lot because I'm quite adaptable in a way. Like when there are better opportunities for long term, like I will take it instead of like the short term ones. But one of the things that maybe I compromise, it's not I compromise, but I chose to have recently will be having a roommate.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. So basically, I had a roommate for the first time in my life. Not now, before when I first came here in Singapore, and it was not great at the time. But now, I actually have a very very good roommate. Like I'm learning a lot from her, and it's just nice to have someone like as a company. That's what I realized. Because I thought I prefer to have like a space for myself, but then having a roommate is not bad at all. It's like you go home and then you know that there's someone there, and then when you wake up in the weekend, you get to make breakfast together. So that was very nice. So it's not a compromise, but it's like a choice.
Okay.
It's like an adaptation, adapting to that. And on top of that, I get to save money as well.
Okay.
So yeah, feeling a little bit proud of it and saving a lot of money.
That's fantastic. And discussing all these topics, maybe one of the things I would like to discuss with you is, Indonesia is such a big country, and I only stay in Bali for a few times, for a few weeks, but I will be a little unfair to realize that's only the whole country. Which other places do you suggest to visit?
In Indonesia? Oh, you and everyone should visit Yogyakarta. It's like it's a province itself in Central Java. It's my hometown as well. My dad is from Yogyakarta, so it is a very peaceful town where there are many temples as well. So there is this complex of Hindu temple and Buddhist temple. Yeah, and then there's this old royal family as well. It's just like a small, not too big of a town, but it's very nice. And then there are mountains there as well. So there's many things that you can do, and it's also a student city.
Okay.
And it's quite cheap from here to fly from here to there, to Jakarta.
Wow, that's very impressive. Now, given that we discussed it a lot, there will be some young Khadijas watching this. And I want to ask you, what piece of advice would you give to your younger self?
My younger self. Oh, okay, this is a very good question, Vivian. I think for my younger self, I would advise myself to be even more courageous, like more brave, be braver, and like to not be afraid of taking chances and like speaking to people, and standing on your ground, and also it's more like reaching out to people. I think that's one of my biggest takeaways by being here, because you will never know whether they want to say yes or no if you never reach out to them. That's what I learned, and yeah, ever since I have that kind of mindset. So my dad taught me this mindset, like just knock the door, because it's okay. Like if they reject you, it's okay, and if they accept you, that's even better. And like from this mindset, I get to meet so many people. For example, when I was interning in Jakarta and Singapore, I get to have a coffee chat with the CEO, which is like, it's just quite mind blowing for an intern to have a 30 minutes time of a CEO. That's like, wow, okay. That is one. And then like recently I met this mentor slash senior in ESG, and I learned so much from this person. So, and we only connected through LinkedIn, so that was very nice. And only because I reached out to him, that he connected me to so many people. Like, he's going to help me a lot for my startup, especially. So I'm very thankful for that, and that's what I would advise my younger self, like to not be afraid. Because when I first came here, I think one of the adjustments that I made was that to become more confident in like expressing myself, because in Indonesia we didn't have the culture of like, okay, what's your opinion on this and that during classes, for example. But then in SMU, one of the best thing about it is that it encourages you to speak up, to like express what you want to express, and that's what I learned mostly from this module called management communication. Like, the module gave us like a safe space to express our opinions. So ever since then, I became comfortable in it. So yeah, I think it's very important to express yourself when you need to, and just like, because yeah, there's nothing to lose from expressing yourself, as long as you don't hurt anyone, of course. So that's my advice to younger self: be braver.
Khadijah, I cannot find a better way to close this episode. How can people find you? How can people find you?
How can people find me? You can find me through my LinkedIn if you're a professional. If you want to connect, you can find me on Instagram as well.
That's good. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Khadijah.
much.
And for people out there, please stay there and see you when I see you. Bye.
Bye.